Volleyball in Nebraska has been building for many years. Many women have dreamed of playing on a professional court. Now, that is about to launch. It's time. Welcome to NTV's special Omaha Supernovas on the Road pregame show.
The inaugural season of the Supernovas.
A special edition of Good Evening Nebraska starts now.
I think that it could potentially be as big as the NFL, NBA.
I went and got my nails done yesterday, and I had two people come up to me and were like, "We're season ticket holders." So it's so exciting to be in Omaha and playing professional volleyball.
It's a really high level, and I think just knowing the girls that are in this league, it'll be really fun to watch.
Just in the few days I've been here, there's already been fans here asking for autographs and pictures, and that's so cool to have that involvement and be able to inspire the communities here, but also hopefully that extends further than just Nebraska as well.
Big expectations for the future of volleyball as we enter the inaugural season of the Supernovas professional volleyball team. Welcome to our special pregame coverage of the first ever professional volleyball league and match. Colleen, I'm Darren Winberg.
And I'm Colleen Williams. Nebraska's the location selected for this first matchup ever, and it will be between the Supernovas and the Atlanta Vibe.
Right, now there's an important detail as Nebraska has become the leader in propelling the growth of this sport. Now, as far as the makeup of the league, you've been working and diving in to give us the latest.
Yeah, I want to start with this interesting fact that I learned. Volleyball was invented in the United States. It was introduced to Europe by American soldiers during the First World War. And then, Darren, as you know, professional women's volleyball is huge in other parts of the world.
Yeah, it's definitely like Brazil, Japan, Turkey.
Yeah.
They're powerhouses.
Exactly, powerhouses. And now, finally, the United States is getting into the game.
This is life-changing for so many of us female volleyball players. When I graduated college, I had two choices: hang up my jerseys and let them collect dust, or go overseas. Now there's that third option where I don't have to choose either of them. I can continue my career right here in my home soil. It's a dream come true, and it's real.
Pro Volleyball Federation is real pro volleyball.
With a draft?
With the 7th pick of the second round of the 2023 Pro Volleyball Federation draft.
Customized ball for gameplay? And the world's most elite volleyball players. The defense! Unbelievable! The league is made up of 7 teams from across the country. Atlanta Vibe, Columbus Fury, who landed the #1 draft pick, Asia O'Neal, Grand Rapids Rise, Omaha Supernovas, Orlando Valkyries, San Diego Mojo, and Vegas Thrill. Plans are already in the works to add additional markets for 2025 in Dallas, Indianapolis, and Kansas City.
To my knowledge, I'm pretty sure I'm the only player who is playing for their hometown. And that is such a privilege and an honor, and the best way to describe it is I'm just beyond blessed.
We are creating a new major league on the greatest stage volleyball has ever seen.
What we're doing is be focused on being the premier women's professional sport in any sport in North America, and one day the premier volleyball league in the world.
Colleen, that was some great work. Thanks. You keep that up, I'm going to take you to the dark side. You're going to have to do sports.
Well, this is fun.
Well, this next story is kind of crazy to even think about since we're just getting started.
Right.
But how big can this sport really be? Well, to me, it's simple. Nebraska has shifted from a football state to a volleyball state, and in doing so has tons of interest. Nebraska's love for volleyball, its global reach, continues to move the needle. From Volleyball Day setting records to the national championship in Tampa Bay setting another record. Viewers are selling out Amalie Arena, but don't just listen to me, take a listen to what they have to say.
Now, amongst the last 5 years, we have a lot of talent in this league, and I'm really excited I feel like the more time goes on, the stronger each team gets, especially with this college draft that just happened, so I'm really excited to play each team and see how everything shapes out.
We are bringing out the best in each other competitively. Every day you have to bring your best. So I think that's been really good for everyone. I don't think anyone has an ego. I think we're all just trying to make each other better.
Obviously, you go through these choices every year. Do I go overseas? Do I stay here? But when they came to me and they were away from your hometown, it was an easy decision. It means a lot to me
to be here and to finish my career in the States. I don't plan to go overseas ever, but I mean, I don't know, but I really want to stay here and build this because it's something special and the sport deserves this. Nebraska deserves a really good team to be here, and I'm just really excited to be here, part of it.
Now you heard the players that are not only excited about the play, the skill level, but watching Big Ten volleyball firsthand stands out the skill you're going to see here. But the cool thing is for the Supernovas is they're going to be a league that's going to take it to another level, and it's going to be exciting. Now to steal a line for Brianna, this league is going to shine bright like a diamond. We're going to have huge expectations, and talking with them, they're up for the challenge. Every single woman on this team has played in some capacity overseas and have played big-time college volleyball. Ever since they were little, they've been the best player in high school, college. So what does that mean? Despite the pressure, the Supernovas are taking it all, going in stride.
We have some older players that this is going to be the most special thing they've ever done other than winning an Olympic medal. This will be next up. And we've got some younger players who just got named All-American, and then they're looking at this going, how amazing is this to have this new opportunity? So I just think there's a lot of buy-in from a lot of people on how cool this is. I think months ago there was skepticism about the league. Is this league going to happen? Is it going to be good? Are good players going to play in it? And I think right now there's nothing but optimism with the league and the players.
It's just going to be an incredible year to build something for the first time, and when you're walking into something while it's incredibly intimidating, that there's not an established culture, and you know, things are coming together kind of at last minute here, but at the same time that's an amazing challenge and so much work to be done, but you get to take control of that and build it into what you want. So that's really, really fun.
Now, words to live by, Colleen. I know for me, I can't wait to be a part of this and a part of the madness. But I use that term madness loosely. It's like going to Disneyland for the first time. So much is going on. The excitement is palpable.
It is indeed. And coming up, while players are looking forward to a lot this season, so are the fans. Trey Redfield in studio with what volleyball means to the state, then fighting foes turn friends. Players break down what it's like playing on the same side with former competitors. As we continue our coverage of volleyball history being made in the state and across the nation, we're looking back at the growth of the sport in the state.
Yeah, it's definitely big. Trey Redfield's in studio, and take a look back at how volleyball day gained favor here in the Husker State that once dominated by football. Trey.
Yeah, guys, there's no place like Nebraska. Two teams get to say that phrase now when it comes to volleyball. Nebraska Vibes and now the Omaha Supernovas. Let's just take it in real quick. There is a league for a sport in the United States that is growing and growing and growing in popularity, and you see that with all the college volleyball games that have gone on, the national championship, volleyball day in Nebraska, Nebraska's win against Wisconsin. All of that is great. But this league, the Pro Volleyball Federation, has a team right here in the state of Nebraska. It's nothing but perfection.
I got a job, and then all of a sudden I started getting approached by PVF, and I was like, oh my gosh, this sounds too good to be true. So playing professional volleyball in the U.S. is such an amazing opportunity that I couldn't say no to.
Real pro volleyball making its way to the good life. In Nebraska, this sport is something different, something special, something real.
I think it'll be really good volleyball. I think you'll see some powerful hitters, really good defense. You'll see the long rallies there. And I just think it'll be a really fun match for just the state of Nebraska in general.
They were once on the NCAA's biggest stage, even playing against Nebraska at one point. But former rivals know that getting to now play for and no longer against the state is a blessing in disguise.
Obviously, I was biased to Wisconsin Fieldhouse my career there, but the next best place to play was Nebraska. Obviously, with the fan base here, it's amazing.
They sell out every single game for the Huskers, and just they're very knowledgeable about the game, and they're so into it. They travel across the country to support their teams.
And when it comes to the sport at the collegiate level, this state is on a roll, with all three D1 programs making the most recent NCAA tournament, UNK and Wayne State battling it out at the D2 level, and now you have opening night. It's here, and it's just too good to be true.
We're just excited to see you, and we hope to make you proud.
It's really exciting to have the support that we've had already. I mean, just in the few days I've been here, there's already been fans here asking for autographs and pictures, and that's so cool to have that involvement and be able to inspire the communities here, but also hopefully that extends further than just Nebraska as well.
So you heard from Danielle Hart and Sydney Hilly, 2 Wisconsin Badgers, along with Brooke Neuviller, who upset Nebraska in the 2022 NCAA volleyball tournament. You may remember that one. Ducks were a 3 seed, Huskers were a 2. It was Oregon that came away with that one. So yeah, she did play for the Ducks, like we just mentioned. But now they're one of us, all 3 of them. That's great. There's still a Husker on the Supernovas, though, and more likely than not, a fan favorite. For outside hitter Gina Mancuso-Prozowski, this is year 8 playing pro. But the former Husker will have a homecoming, knowing she's from Bellevue.
There's no better place in the United States to host a professional volleyball team than Omaha, Nebraska, and this being my hometown, it is like worlds collide. It's a dream come true, so I couldn't be more excited.
And keep in mind, these are professional players coming to play professional volleyball, and not just the United States, but in the state of Nebraska. That sounds unbelievable in itself. I mean, who would have thought, right? You're going to Nebraska. You could go anywhere else. You could play in San Diego, Orlando, Atlanta, who Omaha's going to be playing in the season opener tonight. But in Nebraska, that sounds great. Let's broaden the scope real quick, though. We're talking about a professional volleyball league in the United States. I mean, there was a point in time where players took their talents to Europe, the Caribbean, maybe even Asia if they wanted to go crazy. But now the sport has made its way stateside. Team USA stud Brooke Neuviller, she says getting to be together once again raises the excitement, even if these girls were rivals back at the college level.
We talked beforehand and we were like, what an opportunity it is to, 1, wear this jersey, and 2, be able to train and get some reps together and just be comfortable. I know I was an outside hitter when we competed instead of a libero, and so I got to hit off of Sydney a little bit. I got to pass next to Kendall. You know, I got to feel what Danielle's block looked like next to mine. So I feel like we just got more comfortable, and then we all played an AU together, so I feel like we're feeling good right now.
Thank you, Trey. I mean, that night of breaking the record, that is something people who were there will never forget, and those of us who witnessed it, it really was landmark.
I know, I remember I was driving to Minnesota for the football game, but on social media, ESPN led with it, CNN. It was a great day for volleyball and women's sports.
And history. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to our team coverage of the first ever professional volleyball game here in the U.S. Now we're going to shift our focus from the actual sport to focus on you.
Yeah, Shady Ferguson is breaking down what fans can expect to see when they go to a game this season. Here's Shady.
Guys, there's so much you can experience at the CHI Health Center. Let's take a look at what you can expect for your first Omaha Supernovas game. With a stadium that fills over 17,000 fans, you can expect more than just volleyball. Whether you're craving something sweet or salty, the arena will be filled with a variety of different vendors. You'll have several choices from burgers, hot dogs, nachos, pizza, and so much more. And if you're thirsty, you'll have options anywhere from soda, water, and even draft beers and cocktails. But that's not all. Show your team some support by checking out the Supernovas Arena store, where you can buy all kinds of merch. They'll have anything from t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, even hats, and so much more. Now, Darren, thankfully for the good people at the CHI Health Center, the Dippin' Dots are locked up, so no freebies for you. But when the gates open, you'll have a full range access to all the food here, and it all looks great. Sending it back to you guys.
Thank you, Shady, for that wonderful report. I'm excited. I'm a little bit hungry, I'm not going to lie. But speaking of excitement, we took to social media to ask people what they're most excited about that's going to happen this season.
And here's what they had to say. Jordan Squires says professional volleyball in the States. Mary Kasbaum says it's volleyball with a whole lot of heart, wrapping it up with a woohoo. And Tepley Folk says, finally, more volleyball. And Jason Veith says the competition. Well, fans certainly are excited.
Yes.
Still to come on the show, NTV's Matt Frieda joins us as he shares stories on what some players do during and after the season is over. That's coming around next, so stick around.
Thanks for joining us in our continuing coverage ahead of the Omaha Supernovas inaugural match. Well, these players come from far and wide, from different colleges, even different continents. But they also come from a variety of different professions. Here's a sneak peek behind the net when Supernovas aren't taking the court.
The arrival of the Supernovas is not only drawing excitement from fans, but also providing a beacon of hope for its players. Women's volleyball continues to grow in the U.S., but there still remain few opportunities to play domestically after college.
Before this year, it was either quit or go overseas. It is just such a game changer for all of us women who play volleyball, but I think especially for collegiate athletes, because now they get to pursue this in their own home country.
While many of these athletes faced each other and went to rival schools, now they play for the same team. But it's not all volleyball for these players.
I'd say you treat it like glass. It's like scratchable, but it's also a very hard surface, and it's got a very high gloss to it. So it really moves and behaves like water, and that's where I love it so much as a medium for ocean art.
Danielle Hart may have won a national championship with Wisconsin and played for the U.S. national team. And while volleyball is still her first love, it was a trip to Hawaii and the timing of the COVID-19 pandemic that inspired a new passion turned into a business.
It's been amazing. I've learned about as much from that as I have through college. Just even if it's something so small, there's so much value there, and it's taught me that I love being an entrepreneur.
Using ocean epoxy resin, Danielle began creating custom pieces. Through her website and social media, Hart began receiving orders from around the country, even from the fans of rival schools. Now, Hart is set to play for the Supernovas, but she says the lessons she's learned from being an entrepreneur are invaluable.
I found in a different way more confidence in my abilities, and the ability to have phone calls and attract clients and have conversations with them. And I think it's really cool to bring those things back, and in general just makes me feel more confident as a whole person. And I think that makes me less vulnerable to maybe making volleyball my entire identity. And I think it's important to have those things outside of the sport.
While the players have all traveled different roads to this point, the Cosmos delivered a professional sports team filled with women from all walks of life.
And stick with us for our special Supernovas pregame coverage on the road. The excitement surrounding Omaha's professional team.
So earlier today, Darren, I don't know if we were going to talk about this, but I saw you playing volleyball with the Supernovas.
Yeah, I was good. You know what? Check tape.
You've played before?
Yeah. He's in fun. Oh my god. Wait, this isn't bad.
He's got some skill.
No, not really. It's been a minute. Okay, I guess the tape speaks for itself.
It was a good try.
Yeah, I get a participation trophy maybe for this?
Maybe a ribbon.
A ribbon?
Maybe a
Okay.
certificate.
Well, to be
Xerox.
fair, these ladies are super talented.
They're great athletes.
And that ball, you think it's coming 10 times faster than you actually
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it is. It was impressive.
That was fun. For more information on the Supernovas, if you want information on tickets, their social media, how to follow them, we have that all on our website, Nebraska.tv. One place to go for all your Supernova information. And thanks for joining us. We hope to see you out at the CHI Health Center.